So I recently created a video, actually it was a vlog, where I took you guys along on my CEO weekend where I was planning all of my content for this year. I did this at the end of 2020 for 2021. And in that video, I shared a little bit of the calendars that I was using to plan out my content, to see my launches, and to really envision the whole year at a glance. And I wanted to take this opportunity to explain my calendar process to you so that you could potentially replicate this if you want to, or understand a little bit better how I'm planning launches with content and that kind of thing. So the calendars that I was using in that video and that I'm using here in my office today are printable downloads from an Etsy shop. And so I will link that down below. There is both the year at a glance calendar, where it's just your traditional yearly calendar, but then there are also quarterly calendars, which is so helpful for breaking down the 4 quarters of the year so that you have a bit more room to visually see, where are you gonna launch, where are you busy, where are you booked, where are you, not working, where are your vacations, all that kind of stuff. So what I wanna get into today is to kind of just walk you through, if you have a blank calendar in front of you, how you can replicate this process and what questions I'm thinking through so that I really can plan an entire year's worth of content in one sitting. So let's dive in. So the first thing I do is I block off any vacations or blackout dates where I know for sure I can't take on clients, I can't take on, photography gigs, and I definitely don't want to be launching because I'll be on vacation or whatever. For me personally this year, it's a maternity leave where I know for sure I can't accept clients and that I need to work ahead for. So you have to start with this, because if you don't start with your vacations or those must-have blackout dates, you're gonna get the dregs of what's left over if there is anything left over. So I like to protect that time. We work for ourselves for a reason. So go ahead and block off any of your vacation days. The next step is to add in any booked events or travel dates or any time that you really can't add more. So if you have booked a wedding, if you have clients, maybe a convention that you're going to, or you're gonna be traveling for work, or any combination of those things, those are great things to add now at a glance so that you're booked, you're busy, those times are spoken for. Then I'm gonna look at my year and make note of any times that I think I could be doing some marketing pushes or promotions. So maybe you have a Black Friday sale that you definitely want to send emails to your list about, and you want to have graphics, you have kind of a vision for what you would do. That would be the perfect thing to add 4 to 6 weeks earlier on your calendar to start some of those graphics so that you're not in a position where it's the week of Black Friday and you're thinking, I should probably run a Black Friday sale, which was literally me last year and is why I didn't run a Black Friday sale. So this is just the perfect time to look for different pushes that you're gonna have in your business for marketing or for launches of maybe products or services that you definitely want to intentionally talk about across your social media platforms and within your own content. So like Valentine's Day mini sessions would be something that you'd plan ahead for, or your mid-year like summer family photos, or those family photos that people come to you for right before the holidays. If you could try to get those on the calendar a bit sooner by being proactive here in your planning, that's exactly what we're going for here. So after I've blocked in some of these pieces to the calendar and I know when I'm not working, when I am working, what are some pushes, the next thing I'm gonna be doing is setting a focus for each quarter and the months in that quarter. So I like to choose 1 to 3 focuses for any given month. And so as you start thinking, maybe you want to update your website, maybe you want to take a course and grow your skills in some way. Maybe you are thinking, okay, I want to do a styled shoot, I want to get published. You start adding these things in. I recommend you start with some sticky notes or washi tape or pencil, because you might notice that you have way too much ambitiously packed into a given quarter, right? And you might need to grab some of those and move those to another quarter. So I really like this to be kind of a flexible thing at first, but set some intentions for themes that you're going to get projects done in your own business, aside from client work, aside from launches, really things that you want to cultivate in your own business, like, reading a book, taking a course, improving your website, that kind of thing. So those things would go on your calendar as well. So do this throughout, but try to limit it to 1 to 3 emphasis that are going to be a priority for you in your business during a given month or quarter. So at this point, it's exciting because you'll start to see the year is actually filling in. You're seeing when you're gonna be busy, when you're gonna be a little bit freer, and this is a great time to either add in a promotion or to take some strategic time off. If you see that you have a bit of an off season at some point in your year and you're okay with that because you're doing other things at other times to drive revenue, you can protect that time and decide, oh, let's take another family vacation, or I'm just gonna take a little hiatus from creating content during this time so that I can come back strong and feel creative. So I like to look at these gaps and decide whether or not I want them there or not. One final point is that you're going to want to plan for a business check-in. So just like I did in the vlog where I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I sat down and I reviewed a whole year before and I planned the whole year ahead, what I like to do is plan that yearly check-in, but also plan a mid-year check-in. So this year I know in July, when I get back from my maternity leave, I'm gonna sit down and review the numbers and look at my business and look at my goals and revisit my why so that I can get refocused. Not just because I will have just had a baby, but because we're halfway through the year, it's the summertime. Sometimes that's a time when we just are like, oh, I'm off my goals, I'm not close, I'm just gonna give up, I'll restart in January. But it's the perfect time to recenter in and say, okay, we're not where we wanna be, but what can we do to fix that, right? So plan some check-ins with yourself. I also do a very short, very brief monthly check-in at the beginning of every month where I just review my goals, look at what happened the previous month, review my numbers, and try to keep a pulse on what's happening instead of, hiding in the sand and just being the creative that I wanna be. I have to be a business owner too. So I put on my CEO hat and I say, 30 minutes, let's be a CEO, let's think about what happened, let's set an intention. So definitely plan for further planning as you look at your year. It's like so meta, but so much planning still has to continue to happen that will support all the planning you're doing now. So I'm curious to hear from you. Have you ever planned your year in this way, or do you have a way that works too? Leave me a comment down below. This has been my calendar system. I hope this was interesting or helpful. If it was, please consider subscribing, hit the thumbs up, and share this with somebody who's also totally into planning because I'm sure they would love it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.